Good morning, my friends. Here we are. It's Monday, January 11th. I hope you all had a nice weekend. I did, and one thing I always do over the weekends is get a nice hike in. I take my sidekick, Two Socks, he's my Australian Shepherd, and we do a hike that has a lot of hills and a lot of nature, and we hike 6.5 miles. So I did that Friday afternoon, I did that Saturday morning, and I did that Sunday morning. So 19.5 miles later, we got our exercise in, and I think that's one of the things that is not being talked about as much these days, and I don't know why. You hear a lot of talk about getting the vaccine and how to avoid being exposed to COVID-19. There's a lot you can do for yourself, regardless if you've gotten the vaccine or not yet. One is move your body. Get the endorphins in your system going, and that helps increase your immune system. Second thing you can do is increase your intake of vitamin D. You can do that orally through supplements, and also get outside, sit in the sun for 10 or 15 minutes a day. That is very important. And eat a very clean diet that is suited for your chemistry. We all have a different chemistry. And as a matter of fact, one of the things I do when I go on these hikes is I listen to a lot of podcasts. One of my favorite podcast hosts is Ed Mylett. I'm going to put the link to the podcast that he did with Shawn Stevenson in the comments below so you can go watch it. Shawn Stevenson is a scientist and a nutritionist, and he's a researcher. He's done a lot of investigation about our system and how food affects it. And one of the things he said is that chronic nutrient deficiency leads to chronic hunger, chronic cravings, and chronic weight problems. So I want you to go listen to this podcast. He's written a book. It's called Eat Smarter. And I have not read the book yet. I've looked at summaries of it. It's my understanding it's a long book, about 400 pages. He puts a lot of facts and scientific evidence on research he's done or research that's been done on this subject. So I would probably guess at least 3/4 of the book has a lot of that in it, and you can really probably get the meat out of what you would want to acquire from the book in probably about 100 pages. However, I don't know that for a fact. You may want to do some research on your own. I will put the link to his book in the comments below as well. But go listen to this podcast, because I think it's important for us to understand that sometimes the amount of calories our system absorbs and the insulin protection that comes up that causes us to retain this belly fat, and there's a lot of different kinds of fat. There's white fat, brown fat, beige fat. He explains all of this in the podcast, and I found it really interesting. Good time of year for it. Some of you who want to increase your health and well-being, I would highly recommend you give this podcast a listen. And if you want to pursue learning more about it after that, good for you. And in the meantime, keep your ass in the saddle, have a kick-ass rest of the day, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.